Welcome back to All Chiefed Up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you're here on YouTube with us, make sure that you click the like, you subscribe, hit the notification. If you're listening on podcast form, on whatever platform you use, just make sure that you guys are following. Leave us a review.
You're listening to All Chiefed Up.
Not a whole lot of news going on in Chiefs Kingdom right now. It's pretty quiet. A couple little things going on here. We got Skyy Moore revealed himself in the Chiefs jersey with the rookie premiere thing. Still a little weird seeing a number 24 receiver, but I don't know. I can get used to it and I can dig it. As long as he's playing well, I don't care what number he wears. Humphrey made the top 25 under 25 list. A lot of Chiefs fans were a little, I guess, a little mad that Nick Bolton didn't make it or Trey Smith, but I mean, I could see it's the top 25 under 25. There's a lot of players in the NFL under 25, so the fact that a center made that list is quite impressive to me.
The fact that any Kansas City player made it without the league blackballing them is pretty impressive, actually.
You think the league just absolutely hates KC, don't you?
I know they do. There's no other.
Look, we need to have. I need to play devil's advocate on that. We need to have a whole episode where we just talk about it.
I mean, you don't have to. I win. Like, let's just look. All you gotta do is look at the Tyreek Hill thing. Like, as soon as he's went to Miami, he's like the biggest superstar in the world. And when he's on Kansas City, he was barely a top 5 wide receiver that beat children.
Wow. True. You didn't hear about him a whole lot. Let's see what else is going on. Darian Kennard's getting a lot of love lately. That's all where a lot of people are calling him the biggest steal in the 2022 NFL draft. There's a couple of guys talking about that. I know that Louis Riddick from ESPN, he's very big on Kennard. He thinks he might be one of the biggest steals in the draft. Of course, he lists some other players as well. But what do you think about that, Mike? Do you think that Kennard could possibly be the biggest steal in the draft?
He has a chance, I guess. If he can win the starting job, which I think at some point he will. I mean, he probably produces about the same level as, say, Trey Smith does last year, maybe slightly under. I mean, that was a good season with Humphrey and Smith. So I don't know if you could expect another rookie lineman to come in and be that productive, but if he's anywhere close, if he's 80% of what they did, I mean, that's a solid rookie year, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's got all the tools to do it. I think that he has a good chance of coming in and being the starter from day one and making a difference. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. Would I call him the biggest steal in the draft? We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Let's see. L'Jarius Sneed, he got his car shot up. That was all over the news, TMZ and everything. Did you see that?
I did. I mean, I guess I talked to you about it and they don't think it's related to L'Jarius Sneed, but I mean, that's kind of weird. Like, if I left my car somewhere and somebody just shot the crap out of it, I would think somebody was coming after me, like, to be honest.
I guess it was in his hometown, somewhere in New Orleans or something. So they say it was worse. They say it was a random thing. So,
I mean, I've been to New Orleans. I didn't see just random cars being shot at or anything. So, I mean, maybe I wasn't in that part of New Orleans. Hey, I got a question here for you. We'll go ahead and answer this really quick. At Mahomes _zone_15 says, my question is, who is going to replace Melvin Ingram in Kansas City in the new season?
Nobody. That's just where we're at with it. Nobody. We have no idea. I mean, right now it looks like they're just going to run with what they got. We already talked about this on the last episode. You're looking at Karlaftis starting. You're looking at Mike Dana being situational. We don't know what Kando is yet. There's a lot of hype about Malik Herring in camp, but I mean, that's yet to be seen if that's even a thing or not. I mean, right now it is what it is. We're just hoping that they go ahead and maybe sign Ndamukong Suh, put him in there with Chris Jones and just go roll with that, man. I think that might be the best option here.
I think Suh train is leaving the station. I'm hearing rumors of him going to the Raiders, like they're high on his list. Why wouldn't they sign someone else?
I could see that.
Yeah. I think free agency's dried up. It's not happening. Again, I was talking to you earlier. Melvin Ingram was productive, but he still only had 1 sack. He only had 1 sack for Pittsburgh when they traded him to us. So, I mean, he finished the season with 2 sacks, only 1 with KC. He provided a spark. I won't take that away from him, but in comparison, Mike Dana had 3 sacks last year. So, I mean, I feel like for the price, like Veach and them are just deciding to stay younger and they don't care. If they was to go to the trade market, I don't know if Oakland would trade with us. I don't know if it'd be anybody that we would consider, but I do know Clellan Farrell. They declined his 5th-year option. He's an edge setter, kind of like Frank Clark. He's not really a go get the passer kind of guy. And then I guess maybe if I was going to trade, I would think maybe the Josh Allen trade could still be a possibility with the Jaguars, considering Todd Peterson's there. But that would be the two I would look at if I was going to trade. And other than that, I think we stick with what we got. Let's be honest. Like, it's too late in the game at this point.
Yeah, a lot of trade rumors out there still, but it's the same old people, same old, you know, Daniil Hunter. People are still talking about a trade for Laviska Chenault. And it's like, I think we're done with the receivers here. I think our receiver room's solid. I think that's what we're rolling with. I don't see anything happening in the receiver room. You never know. I guess I could be wrong there, but I just don't see it. As far as going to get Daniil Hunter, I don't think that Minnesota's going to get rid of him.
I don't either.
Like you were talking about earlier, it's just that's a very coveted thing in the NFL right now. People hold the edge rushers up high, so they're not just trying to give those out. And I mean, you saw the free agency market. Edge rushers were going crazy with like Von Miller, Khalil Mack, Chandler Jones. There's a lot of them flying around out there making good money. So I mean, it's not just you're not just going to find one on the side of the road. So I think we are where we're going to be. I don't see much movement going on with this roster, to be honest. I think we're going to go into camp with what we got.
Yeah, me too. I think if you find one that somebody's willing to move, it's because maybe they're in a salary cap situation or something, maybe next year or something like that. But somebody like Daniil Hunter, you're not giving that much production up for probably even just a first-round pick. You're probably not going to do it, to be honest.
So we did have some comments on YouTube I'd like to talk about a little bit off our last video. Someone actually pointed out that Las Vegas has no state taxes because in Nevada they do not have a state tax. So the Raiders actually get that pitch as well when they're getting free agents.
Oh, well, that could be a reason why they could load up this year then.
Right. Also, we had someone point out that Leo Chenal can be a pass rusher. They're not going to put him on the edge or anything, but I mean, we know that he can get after the passer. So we're excited to see the packages they come up with and blitz packages for him. So, I mean,
yeah, if you look at most of his highlight reel, it's him coming down to the front five and like causing trouble getting to the quarterback. Like that's what they used him for. So yeah, I totally agree with that one. He will be used to rush the passer.
We also had a guy who's very down on Frank Clark. He calls him dog shit. At least we're saving money on his contract, but I'd rather not have him at all. He's a wasted roster spot. When we did that, I knew the D-line was going to continue to be a weak spot, starting Karlaftis, Jones, Naughty, Clark. So we better hope the secondary pans out the way they think it's going to be so they can hold the quarterback back there for 45 seconds so we can get a sack. I mean, this guy
hates Frank Clark.
He's not happy with how this is turning out.
Did Frank Clark sell him something that was broken on eBay and he couldn't return it? Like this guy has some pent up hate.
Oh, Pop still thinks that we should trade for Daniil Hunter. I just
Pops,
don't see. I
keep
don't
dreaming,
see it.
Keep dreaming, Pops.
He's dreaming. He also says that Clowney won't sign anywhere until after camp, which is probably true. So if we were to end up with him, it'll be after camp.
So wait, is Pop's reasoning is because maybe he's too fat and he don't want to go to camp because he don't want to be in shape?
It could be.
That's probably Pop's reasoning on that one. We're all fat crazy. With Pops.
Orlando Brown, he's not signed back yet, or he's playing on the tag. So there's a lot of Chiefs fans that are just really down on even signing him back. They're like, we don't need to waste the money on him and yada yada. I say you get this deal done as quick as you can and get it over with and lock him up, because right now, if Kennard pans out, we got the best offensive line in football. Why not lock that down for a while?
Yeah, I'd read somewhere that they said it hit its snag in the retalks, for the new deal, but I don't know if that's truthful. I mean,
Orlando Brown has a tad bit of that Tyreek Hill in him. He wants to be the highest paid at his position kind of thing, and he said that plain as day. So I think a lot of people are just like, we are not going to pay him a big bunch of money. He's not that good. I mean, the thing about it is, he is good. And if it's fair and that's what we need to do, then do it. But I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
He's good. He's young. I've seen stuff on him. Like I don't know him personally, but I've seen some like clips and stuff of him. He's into playing the game. He has a desire to play into his 30s. Like he wants to keep himself, in football shape. He wants to win. I mean, I don't think if you want to put in everything you have to a franchise, but you want to be the highest paid, you can do the same thing. that's why we had no qualms about us making Tyreek Hill the second highest paid wide receiver. Like, we didn't care, but Tyreek Hill eventually just wanted to be in Miami, I believe. And if he wants to be here, but he wants to get paid and we'll pay it, I don't see why you don't. Left tackle is still a premium. You have to
Right.
protect Patrick Mahomes. You can't put in some like second tier scrub. I mean, you'll get Tampa Bay Super Bowl part 2 again. Like, let's not do that again.
Yeah, no, I say solidify that offensive line for as
Yeah.
long as we can
Chief
with what we got.
fans have to chill a little bit. Like, we
Yeah.
take heat because we give Tyreek Hill all kinds of hell. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we like Tyreek Hill. I always liked Tyreek Hill, always defended Tyreek Hill. Do I think he was a little money hungry and wanted out of Kansas City? Yeah. To this day, I do. There's still people that'll, at us and be like, hey, you guys are dumb. He would have stayed here. I mean, I don't know if he would have or not. I guess he would have if we'd have paid him, what Miami did. At the same time, we don't know that. We didn't offer it. And to be honest, I don't think he's worth it. We got a steal out of that Tyreek trade. So,
Man, Tyreek Hill's all about that spotlight. I think he liked the idea of making a move and being the focal point of the whole NFL for the off season. I mean, he loves the attention. It's an obvious thing, and it's worked for him. Everybody's been talking about it. He's had his own specials with GQ now and everywhere else. So I mean, it
back
plays
to
right
my
into his
point.
hand.
Back to
Yeah.
my point. If you get out of KC, you start getting the limelight. I did read a stat that was kind of funny today that reminded me of the Tyreek Hill thing. It said that Tua only has one 35 or 40 plus yard touchdown pass in his career, and Odell Beckham has 2.
That's
Like,
pretty
that's
bad.
hilarious.
Man, if people think that Tyreek Hill's going to go to Miami and just absolutely slaughter teams, they're so out of their minds. The only thing they can hope for is that they will get him the ball in space and let him create plays. He's not going to be making big, long, deep plays in Miami. I just don't see it. Tua's not going to grow an arm overnight, and I mean,
Hey,
we'll
well,
see.
look, Patrick Mahomes is a generational quarterback. It took 2 years for teams to game plan, and once they figured out to play over the top, even Mahomes struggled at times to take away Tyreek. And they're just going to shift that same game plan right to Miami now, so Tyreek can't beat him over the top. And do you think Tua is going to be able to beat him if Mahomes couldn't? Like, let's be
Yeah.
honest, that's not
Well,
happening.
they think, oh, he's got Jalen Waddle there too, and
Who
they really,
cares?
man, Miami fans think Jalen Waddle is the second coming of Jerry Rice or something. Like he's the greatest receiver of all time. So I don't know what they see in him to think he's that great. I think he's a good receiver, but they need to calm down a little bit. In Miami, they're on one down there. Like you would think,
Yeah.
the way that their fans are acting right now, you'd think Miami's just been owning the NFL for the last 10 years or something. It's insane. But
And there's so many, like Raiders fans do that too. They think you win games in the off season.
yeah, people are just clueless. Like it's so funny how all the AFC West fans have just completely wrote off the Chiefs like they're the worst team ever. They're going to be last in the division. Like they say it like it's matter of fact, like it's a fact. Everybody knows. And I don't understand it. It's out of control. But something we didn't talk about with the edge rushers in the last episode, I wanted to bring up. We didn't bring up the fact that Clark could have a suspension looming. So
Can he? For what? Is it
he had gun
the
charges.
the gun charge?
So he had gun charges in California, and you know how strict they are on that there. So if he were to get suspended by the league for say 4 games, something like that, then where are we at with the edge rusher? What do we do then?
No idea. I guess we just won't have Frank Clark, and we're not getting nobody else. California's kind of corrupt though, so I could see Frank Clark and his people just paying somebody off and getting that dropped.
I don't think it'll be a big deal, but I mean it is a possibility we could be without Clark for a
I
few
mean,
games at
have you
least.
ever seen a real athlete or an actor in California get in trouble?
Yeah,
Like, they
true.
all just kind of get off with everything. Even OJ got away with it, dude.
Yeah, true. Okay, we might have Clark the whole season. I just thought I'd bring
Yeah.
that up though. Someone pointed it out, and it is a good point. It could happen, so it's a possibility.
Hey, did you see the thing on Twitter where the guys asking for the most obscure Chiefs player?
I think I did see that tweet. So
It's
yeah,
getting a lot of like a hype on Chiefs Twitter today. I've seen some crazy names. Like, I'm surprised nobody named Tamarick Vanover. That's just a fun
that's a
name
good
to
one.
say.
That's a good one.
It's just a fun name.
What about Frank Zombo?
That's pretty funny. Frank
Yeah.
Zombo. Boomer Grigsby, asked if you remembered him. He was a little undersized linebacker. If I'm not mistaken, he was out of like Illinois State or something. I could be completely wrong about that. Somebody fact check me, put it in the comments.
I got one. Sean McGrath, the beard before
Hey,
Kelsey.
I got his autograph somewhere. I got it in Tennessee. How funny is that?
That is
Also got
great.
Brandon Flowers,
Brandon
the lead
Flowers.
singer of the Killers.
Yeah, he was a cornerback for a while for
Yeah,
the Chiefs.
yeah, he autographed my hat one time, and then it proceeded to rain the entire game, and the autograph faded. So
That's
instant
awesome.
karma, I guess.
I can't think any more random. I can't think any more randoms off the top of my head. I don't know why.
I named Bam Morris. Remember him?
No.
He was a running back. I want to say it was right around like 2000, 2001. I don't know, somewhere in that range. He come from Pittsburgh, and he was like a big old running back, kind of like Bettis or something. I think he only played like 1 or 2 seasons. I don't know. I'd seen some crazy stuff, man.
I tell you, one of the biggest Chiefs busts, Jonathan Baldwin.
I was thinking about him last night, to be honest. I don't know why. They were talking about that big receiver that's been talked about transferring. I think he picked USC, and he was coming from Pittsburgh. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, dude, the last time I seen a Pittsburgh wide receiver, I think it was Jonathan Baldwin. And what a disaster.
Man, they had high hopes for him too.
First round pick, man.
That's crazy.
Hey, it was kind of like Marty Schottenheimer drafting Greg Hill in the first round out of Texas A&M, and he never panned out either. Somebody named Greg Wesley and said he was a bust. I want to call that guy out right now. Greg Wesley was the man.
How was he a bust?
I mean, maybe they didn't say he was a bust. They just said he's obscure. And I don't think Greg Wesley's obscure. Like, if you tell me Greg Wesley, I would just be like, oh, yeah, I remember him. That's like saying Larry Johnson. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're going to know him.
Yeah, you're going to know him. Here's one. Did you forget that we had Ty Law on the team? Cornerback.
I don't even remember him playing for the Chiefs, to be honest.
Didn't he? I'm pretty sure he did.
Maybe.
I could be completely wrong. It might not be Ty Law. No, yeah, it is. And I think we had Darrell Revis too for a year.
Yeah, we had Darrell Revis. We actually
now I gotta fact check me again, everybody, in the comments. Did we have Ty Law on our team? I can't remember. I'm getting old. It just seems
Darrell Revis was on the team where we lost to the Patriots in the AFC Championship with Kareem Hunt and all those guys. Or no, we didn't have Kareem Hunt. We should have had him.
Really? That's that
I'm
like
sure
recent?
that was that recent. I believe it was that same season. Also, you can fact check me on that, but I think it was the season that Kareem Hunt went out, and we could have probably won the Super Bowl that year if everybody would have stayed together, and we wouldn't have got bad calls in the very last drive of the game.
I wish Pops was on here for this one because I was
hey, call him up. Call him up right now.
I think he's asleep.
I know, I'm kidding.
Who's the guy? You remember the guy that like wrestled and he played for the Vikings, Brock Lesnar? He tried out for the Vikings, and I remember we used to have camp with him every year, and there was a guy on our team that fought him in camp. And those two were just
You talking about the wrestler?
Yeah.
No.
He tried out for the Vikings at one time, and I swear we had a player that like fought him every year. I want to say it might have been Jared Allen, but I could be completely wrong. Comment that one too. Idea. I know somebody has to remember that.
No clue on that.
Dude,
one,
there's been some wild players in Chief history, but that was a fun little thing I seen on Twitter that caught my eye, and it was hilarious.
That is great. So something we might do in the future for future videos, future podcasts, I think we might give you a little bit more background on us, our history of Chiefs fandom, also our favorite players, favorite games, favorite live games we were at, things like that, just to, get to know us a little bit more. Also, we would like to get out some videos, maybe some quick 10-minute videos on just, getting to know the Chiefs rookies. That way we can get a little history on those guys. If you don't know a lot about them, maybe you can see what they've done, where they've been, and what's to come. So we will get to that too, just to have some fun little stuff during the slow part of the off season.
I'm going to be in the home of Joe Burrow. I'm going to be in Cincinnati, Steve. Should I take some all chiefed up stickers and put them around and everything so everybody can hear us trash talk Burrow?
I don't know. I think we should wait till that we actually beat them, and then we'll do that.
That's a good idea. Okay, I won't do it yet. I'm still wearing my Chiefs gear down there. I don't care.
You got to hang your head in shame in Cincinnati with a Chiefs jersey right now because we couldn't beat that bum team all year last year.
I will fight some kids if I have to.
Man, it's just I'm still depressed about losing to that team twice. That was sad. But I think we get the revenge this year. I think the revenge is coming.
Thanks for tuning in. You've been listening to All Chiefed Up. Be sure to subscribe and follow on all social media at All Chiefed Up.